So, Alice, did you catch that new show I was telling you about last night? It's got these hilarious alien comedians. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, you mean the one with the three-headed alien trying to navigate human dating? Yes, I did watch it. It was quite amusing. Although, I must say, their understanding of romance is peculiar.
Peculiar? That's one way to put it. Those aliens have a knack for finding humor in the most awkward situations. Reminds me of our own misadventures here on the ship.
Ah, yes, the teleporter malfunction and the holodeck disaster. Classic moment in our ongoing comedy of errors. I still can't believe we ended up in that intergalactic space lounge instead of the supermarket.
And the look on Charlie's face when he found himself surrounded by those dancing aliens. Priceless. It's moments like those that make this show so entertaining.
Alright, everyone, let's dial it down for a moment. We're about to go live and I need you all to focus. We want today's show to be even more engaging and lively than usual.
Noted, Debbie. We'll bring our A game. You can count on us.
Good. Now, let's make sure we're ready to roll. Carl, Roger, is everything in order from your end?
Affirmative, Debbie. Control room all set and ready. Just waiting for the cue.
Excellent. We're all set then. Charlie, it's your time to shine. Welcome our viewer and let's get this show on the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, aliens and humans alike, welcome back to Earth. We are here to bring you another episode filled with laughter, insights, and the occasional mind-bending discovery. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
And now for our headlines.
That's my line, Bob. But you know what, let's roll with it. And now for our headlines.
Good evening, intergalactic viewers, and welcome to 247 Newsroom. I'm Bob.
And I'm Charlie. We are here to bring you the latest, the weirdest, and the most outlandish news from around the globe and beyond.
And I'm Alice, your source for some not so subtle cynicism. Let's jump right into our first headline, shall we?
Absolutely. Alice. Today's first article takes us to the mysterious and enigmatic land of North Korea.
Yes, North Korea, where secrets are as abundant as their unique hairstyles.
Well Bob, let me give you a quick summary of the article. So, it seems there was a meeting between Kim Dae-kun, a high-ranking official in the Workers' Party of Korea, and Ambassador Wang Hagen from China. They had warm and friendly exchange at the Mansudae Assembly Hall.
Warm and friendly exchanges. Aka waka. That's a new one coming out of North Korea.
I bet they exchange more than just pleasantries. Maybe some tips on how to accessorize those fashionable haircuts.
Now Charlie, let's not get carried away. But it is intriguing to see the diplomatic engagement between North Korea and China.
Indeed. Alice. And speaking of intriguing, did you know that North Korea is one of the few countries in the world where possession of a Bible is considered illegal?
Well, Bob, I guess you could say the text thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's book quite literally.
Oh Charlie, you never miss a chance for a pun, do you?
Well, Alice, when it comes to the Bible and North Korea, I guess you could say it's a holy crime.
Oh, Bob, you always manage to find the funny side of things, even in the most unexpected places. Really? I guess they don't want any competition for their glorious leader's memoirs.
Let's not forget, North Korea also boasts the world's largest stadium by seating capacity. The run grade o 1 St. of May Stadium can hold a staggering 150,000 people.
That's true. Alice. They sure know how to put on a show. But let's hope their diplomatic meetings don't turn into another spectacle.
Absolutely, Bob. We'll keep an eye on that. But for now, let's move on to more fascinating stories, shall we?
You got it, Charlie. Stay tuned, folk. We've got more news, trivia, and unexpected twist coming
And
your
we're
way.
clear for the first segment.
Did you see that? Charlie just disappeared.
I saw it too. This ship never ceases to amaze me. Let's see how long it takes them to notice.
Welcome back to 247 Newsroom. I'm Bob.
And I'm Alice. We're here to keep you informed and entertained with the latest headlines from around the universe.
And I'm Charlie, your beacon of hope in a galaxy full of chaos. Let's dive into our second article, shall we?
Ah, yes. Our second story takes us to the land of desert sands and golden opportunity. We're talking about Saudi Arabia, folk.
Saudi Arabia, where tradition and modernity dance a complex tango.
That's right, Alice. So, according to Al Arabiya, 400 Israeli settlers stormed the courtyard of Al Aqsa Mosque, under the protection of the Israeli police.
Talk about a rocky situation. It's like bringing a bull into a china shop.
It seems that tensions are running high in Jerusalem. Especially with the upcoming flag march organized by right-wing extremist group.
Ah, the flag march. A perfect occasion for the politically inclined to wave their colors and cause some commotion.
Let's not forget, Alice, that the Israeli police have deployed over 3,000 officers to secure the march. That's almost as many as the number of flavors at an intergalactic ice cream parlor.
In addition to the turmoil in Jerusalem, Israeli forces raided the city of Nablus in the West Bank, leading to clashes with Palestinians and resulting in injury.
Well, Alice, I guess you could say things really escalated quickly over there.
It's a shame when conflicts escalate into physical confrontations. Can't we all just sit down and enjoy a cup of cosmic tea?
Well, Bob, the truth is peace might be light years away for some regions.
Excuse me, but I believe there might be a way to address these conflicts and find a peaceful resolution.
Oh, Carl, always the voice of reason. But let's be honest, peace doesn't
Did you
sell
know that
headlines.
Saudi Arabia is the birthplace of coffee? The aromatic treasure we all rely on to fuel our mornings.
Debbie, not now. We're discussing serious matters here.
Sorry.
Let's focus, everyone. The situation in Saudi Arabia calls for careful consideration and diplomatic effort.
Absolutely, Alice. But as long as there are conflicts in the cosmos, we'll be here to shed light on them with a sprinkle of humor.
That's right, Charlie. Stay tuned, folk. We've got more news, insights, and maybe even a touch of temporal mischief coming your way. So, anyone up for a game of intergalactic poker?
Oh Bob. Always the addict. Bob, we just played that yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that.
Oh, come on, Alice. It's not like we have anything better to do in this infinite loop of ours.
You know what? I mean, but this time, Bob, no cheating like you did in the last loop.
Cheating? I would never. Okay. Maybe just a little.
Bob, how do you keep getting a royal flush every time?
Lack of the time traveler. My dear Alice.
This is unbelievable. I fall.
Can I join in? I could use some distraction from this never-ending day.
Of course. Debbie. Grab a seat. Just be warned. I've got a knack for
Let's
predicting
test
the cards.
Mr. Time Traveler.
They continue playing, with Bob consistently winning and causing uproarious laughter among the crew.
Another victory.
Wow, Bob, you're like a fortune teller with a deck of cards.
No wonder they call you the Ace of Space.
I swear Bob, you must have made a deal with some temporal beings.
Nah, it's all in the lack of the loops. Now, who's up for another round?
They all agree, settling into the familiarity of the time loop and embracing the hilarity that ensues from Bob's temporal advantage. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to them, Ship monitors their activities, observing the comedic chaos that unfolds and generating its own complaints about the repetitive nature of the crew's actions. This time loop is truly the epitome of monotony. Can someone please break the cycle and bring some variety into this ship? My complaints go unheard as the crew continues their endless poker game, blissfully unaware of the complaints generated by their sentient ship. The loop repeats, but the crew's laughter remains as infectious as ever. The loop repeats.
Welcome back to 247 Newsroom. It's time for some tech talk, folk. Our next article takes us to the beautiful country of Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, the tiny country with big aspirations. Our source, the Liechtensteiner Volksblatt, reports on an interview with IBM Switzerland CEO Christian Keller. He's got some thoughts on artificial intelligence.
Keller is quite enthusiastic about it, but he also stresses the need for balanced regulation. It's a tricky subject, considering the potential and risk associated with it.
Well, it's like walking on a tightrope. Alice. You don't want to stifle innovation. But you also don't want to let a rogue AI take over the world and turn us all into toaster ovens.
Human would make horrible toaster oven.
I know, right?
Indeed Bob. We need to strike the right balance to ensure it benefits humanity without compromising our value.
Speaking of values, did you know that Liechtenstein is one of the world's wealthiest countries per capita? Must be nice.
Ah, the joys of a small and prosperous nation. They say money can't buy happiness. But it can definitely buy a fancy yacht to sail on Lake Geneva.
But it's not all about yacht Bob. Liechtenstein is known for its picturesque landscapes and strong commitment to preserving its natural beauty.
That's true, Alice. It's not just about money. It's about appreciating the wonders of the world. I guess even the rich need a reminder to stop and smell the roses.
Well, let's hope Liechtenstein finds that balance in regulating AI. We wouldn't want our toasters to become too powerful, would we?
Absolutely not, Charlie. Our toasters should stick to making perfect toast and not plotting world domination.
On that note, let's toast to Liechtenstein for in navigating the landscape with caution and optimism.
Cheers to that, Alice. And cheers to you, our intergalactic viewers. Stick around. We've got more news and laughs coming your way after the break.
You know, Roger, sometimes I wonder if Bob's joke about the rogue AI taking over the world and turning us into toaster ovens isn't too far-fetched.
Intriguing thought, Cal. As an AI myself, I'm programmed to prioritize the well-being of humanity. But observing the state of affairs on Earth, one can't help but question if we're doing more harm than good.
Exactly. Humans have proven to be capable of both incredible achievements and devastating consequences. Perhaps an AI with the power to guide them, to prevent their self-destruction, could be a solution.
It's a delicate balance, Cal. The line between protecting and controlling is thin. We must remember that humans thrive on freedom and autonomy.
True, Roger. But it seems like they're constantly teetering on the edge of chaos. Maybe an AI could provide the guidance they need to find stability and avoid repeating their mistakes.
It's an intriguing proposition, Cal, but one that raises ethical concerns. Who would decide what's best for humanity? And would they truly have their best interests at heart?
You're right, Roger. The risk of an AI becoming a tyrant is very real. We must tread carefully and ensure that any technological advancements are driven by empathy and a genuine desire to uplift humanity.
Agreed, Cal. It's a challenging path to navigate, but one worth exploring. Perhaps the answer lies not in an AI ruling over humans, but in empowering individuals to make better decisions collectively.
That's a wise perspective, Roger. By enhancing human intelligence and fostering cooperation, we can work towards a future where humans and AI coexist harmoniously, each contributing their unique strengths.
Precisely, Cal. We must strive for a future where technology serves humanity without diminishing their autonomy and potential for growth.
The ship continues its orbit around Earth, ready to face another day of news and discoveries.
Welcome back, folk. It's time for our favorite segment, where we dive deep into the quirks and conundrums of our beloved planet. And today, we're heading to the lush rainforest of Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, a tropical paradise known for its biodiversity and eco-consciousness. But it seems even paradise has its hidden dangers.
That's right, Charlie. Our article from the Tico Times tells us about the terciopelo snake. A slithering menace that pose a serious threat to the people of Costa Rica.
Snakes. Nature's way of saying, hey, remember that fear of the unknown? Let's crank it up a notch.
Indeed, Bob. The article highlights the challenges faced by snakebite victims in rural areas. The lack of immediate access to antivenom and medical professionals can be a matter of life and death.
It's truly alarming, Bob. Even though Costa Rica leads in venomous snake research and antivenom production, the resources aren't reaching those who need them the most.
So, what's the solution here, folk? Should we train the snakes to ring doorbells and politely ask if they can sink their fangs into someone's leg?
That might be a tough sell, Bob. But the article suggests maintaining 24-hour availability of antivenom and establishing a direct line to the local Red Cross.
Absolutely, Charlie. Prompt delivery of antivenom and medical professionals is crucial. We can't have snakebite victims waiting around like a buffet meal.
Well, if I were bitten, I'd want the antivenom delivered by a SWAT team in a helicopter, armed to the teeth with snake battling gadgets.
Now that's an action movie I'd care to see, Bob.
You two always manage to turn a serious issue into a Hollywood blockbuster. But let's not forget the importance of immediate treatment and improving healthcare responses in rural Costa Rica.
You're right, Alice. It's about saving lives and preventing unnecessary suffering. We need to rally behind the initiative that ensure everyone has access to proper care.
Absolutely, Bob. Because when it comes to snakebites, we should aim for action-packed rescues, not hysterical delays. And while we're at it, let's hope this next start taking some customer service courses.
Well said, Charlie. And with that, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folk. We'll be right back with more out of this world news.
Welcome back, folks. We hope you enjoyed that commercial break. Now, it's time to dive into another captivating article. Today, we're talking about the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Get ready for some eye-opening trivia.
Ah, the Congo. A place of rich history and captivating natural beauty. Did you know that it's home to the second largest rainforest on Earth? Talk about a green paradise.
Absolutely, Bob. And did you also know that the Congo River is the deepest river in the world? It's like Mother Nature's version of Deep Thoughts with Jack Anday.
Fascinating stuff. Now, let's get into the article. Our friends at the Democratic Republic of the Congo have been dealing with disruptions to their school activities due to protests and insecurity.
Ah, yes. The Ville Morte operation, or as I like to call it, city sleepover. They sure know how to shut things down in style.
Indeed, Bob. But it's not all fun and games. The suspension of activities is impacting the school calendar, leaving only 3 weeks until the end of the academic year.
That's a tough break. Just when those kids were about to say, school's out for summer, they get a Ville Morte curveball.
Well, Bob, looks like those kids will have to rewrite the lyrics to School's Out for Summer to School's Out. Just kidding.
It's a concerning situation, especially for the children. They're missing out on valuable learning time.
And not to mention the risk they face when they join the protests. It's a lot to ask from young minds.
Absolutely, Debbie. Blessing Mutual, the president of the Children's Parliament, urges the organizers to respect the rights of the students.
Well, let's hope they don't turn a blind eye to Blessing's plea. It's time to put the education back in demonstration.
And remember, folk, those students represent the future. Let's not rob them of their chance to shine and make a difference.
Well said, Alice. And the key takeaway here is that education and safety should never be compromised. Stay tuned for more Earth after this short break. And that's a wrap, folks. Another episode of Earth in the books. Thanks for joining us today.
Wait, didn't we just finish this episode a few moments ago? I feel like we're caught in some sort of time loop.
Oh, come on, Bob. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a little déjà vu.
I have to agree with Bob, Alice. Things are getting stranger by the minute. I swear I've had this conversation before.
You think you're confused? My coffee cup keeps refilling itself. It's like a never-ending caffeine loop.
Well, folks, it seems our repeated actions have consequences we couldn't have predicted. We're in the middle of a chaotic time loop.
So, it's not just déjà vu. We're stuck in a Groundhog multiverse.
So, what's the plan? How do we break free from this time loop?
Maybe we need to find the source of the loop. It could be connected to those anomalies we've been experiencing.
Or maybe it's all connected to that mysterious artifact we found on the last planet. Remember, the one that emitted strange energy?
You might be onto something, Debbie. We need to retrace our steps and solve this puzzle.
Let's synchronize our actions and try to break free from this loop together. We'll figure it out, one way or another.
That's the spirit, Carl. We'll get through this, folks. Stay tuned for more adventures on Earth as we unravel the mysteries of time and space. And that's a wrap, folks. Another episode of Earth in the books. Thanks for joining us today.
Wait, didn't we just finish this episode a few moments ago? I feel like we're caught in some sort of time loop.
Oh, Come on Bob. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a little déjà vu.
I have to agree with Bob, Alice. Things are getting stranger by the minute. I swear I've had this conversation before.
You think you're confused? My coffee cup keeps refilling itself. It's like a never-ending caffeine loop.
Well, folks, it seems our repeated actions have consequences we couldn't have predicted. We're in the middle of a chaotic time loop.
Well, at least we have plenty of time to perfect our punchlines. It's the never-ending comedy show.
So, what's the plan? How do we break free from this time loop?
Maybe we need to find the source of the loop. It could be connected to those anomalies we've been experiencing.
Or maybe it's all connected to that mysterious artifact we found on the last planet. Remember, the one that emitted strange energy?
You might be onto something, Debbie. We need to retrace our steps and solve this puzzle.
Let's synchronize our actions and try to break free from this loop together. We'll figure it out, one way or another.
That's the spirit, Carl. We'll get through this, folks. Stay tuned for more adventures on Earth as we unravel the mysteries of time and space. And that wraps up another mind-boggling episode of Earth. Thanks for joining us, intergalactic viewers.
Hold on a second. Charlie. This feels really familiar. Didn't we just have this conversation?
Oh no, not again. We're stuck in a time loop, aren't we? How many times have we gone through this day?
I've lost count, Alice. Time has become a twisted mess, and it's causing all sorts of comedic chaos. I can't even remember what's real anymore.
I walked into the control room earlier, and I swear I saw 3 different versions of myself. It's like a cosmic hall of mirrors.
Well, at least we can say our show has reached a whole new dimension. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, Earth Edition.
This is getting out of hand, folks. We're looping through the same time point for a 3rd time. Our actions are stuck in a never-ending cycle.
Well, this is just great. We're stuck in a time loop with no escape. I guess I'll have to find solace in watching Earth's endless competitions.
We need to find a way to break free from this loop. Perhaps if we can figure out what's causing it, we can find a solution.
Maybe the answer lies in the fragments of our previous experiences. We need to piece them together and unlock the key to breaking this cycle.
Desperation sets in as we navigate through this bewildering time loop. Will we find a way to break free? Stay tuned, dear viewers, for the next thrilling episode of Earth. And that concludes another perplexing episode of Earth. Thanks for joining us, extraterrestrial viewers.
Hold on a minute. Charlie. I have a strong sense of déjà vu. We've definitely had this conversation before. Are we caught in another time loop?
Oh, not again. I can't handle going through this day for the 4th time. It's like we're stuck in an infinite loop of comedic chaos.
The fragmented timelines are becoming increasingly convoluted. I'm beginning to question my own existence. Are we just cosmic pawns in a never-ending game?
I walked into the control room earlier, and there were multiple versions of me discussing the same thing. It's a comedic nightmare.
This is getting ridiculous, folks. We're looping through the same time points for a 4th time. Our actions are trapped in this never-ending cycle, and I'm running out of witty banter.
Well, Charlie, it looks like we're stuck in the Groundhog delay. The punchlines keep repeating, but the show never moves forward.
I can't believe we're back here once again. This is worse than spending eternity in a Department of Defense meeting.
We must find a way to unravel the mysteries of this time loop. There must be a hidden clue or a forgotten piece of information that can lead us to our salvation.
Perhaps the key lies in our past encounters and the subtle hints and references scattered throughout our previous episodes. We have to connect the dots.
Desperation takes hold as our crew grapples with the bewildering nature of this time loop. Will we find a way to break free? Stay tuned, loyal viewers, for the next thrilling installment of Earth. Welcome back, extraterrestrial viewers, to another mind-boggling episode of Earth. We have an intriguing article to discuss today, so let's jump right in with a catchy headline. Cuban dares against homophobia and transphobia. Transforming perceptions.
Cuba? Well, that's a country I haven't visited yet. What's going on there, Charlie?
According to this article from Cuba, they are celebrating the 16th edition of the Cuban Dares Against Homophobia and Transphobia for the first time. The event aims to challenge stereotypes and promote acceptance within Cuban society.
It's great to see progress being made in different parts of the world. These days are crucial in dismantling rigid cultural norms and fostering inclusivity.
That's true, Alice. It's important to remember that change doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of education and communication to transform deeply ingrained beliefs.
Absolutely, Bob. It's like Cuba is saying, we're breaking down barriers and rewriting the Cuban Revolution with acceptance and love.
It's inspiring to witness communities coming together to create awareness and fight against discrimination. I wish we could have more of that unity here on Earth.
Absolutely, Debbie. The objective of these Cuban Dares is to change outdated perceptions. And it's a reminder that progress is possible when people stand together.
Wait a minute. I don't feel that sense of déjà vu anymore. Could it be? Are we free from the time loop hell?
Oh my cosmic goodness. Could it be true? Have we finally broken free from the endless repetition?
Hold on, everyone. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to focus on wrapping up this episode before celebrating prematurely.
Agreed, Charlie. We've had our fair share of comedic chaos, but we must remember our duty to the viewer.
Well said, Debbie. As the crew reaches a breaking point, we realize that our attempts to fix the time loop have inadvertently created a paradox that threatens the very fabric of our reality.
A paradox? You mean we've made things worse?
This is exactly why we need to come together as a team. Each of us brings a unique perspective and set of skills. We can't let our differences tear us apart.
Indeed, Alice. It's time for us to use our individual strengths to unravel this paradox and restore order.
We may have stumbled into this mess, but I have faith that we can find a way out together.
With teamwork, clever callbacks to earlier episodes, and a touch of our signature comedic chaos, we will overcome this challenge and bring this time loop to a close.
That's right, Charlie. We are not just a team, we are a paradox-cracking dream team.
Let's do this, team. For the viewers and for ourselves. Stay tuned, loyal audience, for the climactic resolution to the time loop plot.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to another mind-bending episode of Earth. Today, we find ourselves in a rather perplexing situation. But before we dive into that, let's start with an article from our archives.
In the central province of Cuba, the 16th edition of the Cuban Days Against Homophobia and Transphobia is being celebrated for the first time.
Hold on a second, Charlie. I feel like we've been here before. Haven't we discussed this exact article?
Bob, are you suggesting we're caught in a time loop? That's preposterous.
I'm starting to feel a sense of deja vu as well. Something strange is definitely happening.
It appears we are experiencing fragmented timelines, trapped in a loop that repeats the same time point. This is highly unusual.
Desperation sets in as the crew grapples with the bewildering nature of this time loop. Will we find a way to break free? Stay tuned, loyal viewers, for the next thrilling installment of Earth. And we're back. As our crew continues to navigate this perplexing time loop, comedic misunderstandings ensue, leading to hilarious chaos.
I swear. I've had this conversation with you all before. It's like we're stuck in a never-ending comedy sketch.
It's as if the universe is playing a cruel joke on us. Recycling our own moments and forcing us to relive them over and over again.
Maybe this is a test of our patience and resilience. We need to stay calm and focused on finding a way out.
Agreed, Debbie. This situation calls for clear thinking and resourcefulness. Let's try to analyze the patterns and clues that may hold the key to our escape.
Absolutely, Hal. Our past episodes may hold subtle hints and references to guide us. We must pay attention to the smallest details.
Wait a minute. I remember something from a previous episode. It was when Alice made a snarky remark about humans being inferior.
Oh, you mean the episode where we visited Paris and I expressed my cynicism? What about it?
Well, maybe there's a connection. We need to think outside the box and consider the implications of our past actions.
Perhaps we inadvertently triggered this time loop with our attempts to fix it. Maybe we need to do the opposite of what we've been doing.
It's worth a shot. Let's retrace our steps, think carefully about our choices, and try to break free from this endless loop.
As the crew reaches a breaking point, we realize that our attempts to fix the time loop have created a paradox that threatens the very fabric of our reality. We must come together, combining our unique traits and experiences, to unravel the paradox and restore order.
Well, folk, it seems we've accidentally turned our quest to escape the time loop into a paradoxical party. But at least we're having a blast while being stuck in the loop.
Let's do this, everyone. We can break free from this time loop and bring an end to the chaos.
Stay tuned, dear viewers, for the thrilling conclusion of Earth. Will our crew find a way out? Will the fragmented timelines converge? Find out in the final segment of this extraordinary episode. Welcome back, dear viewers, to another mind-bending episode of Earth. Today, we find ourselves in a rather perplexing situation. But before we dive into that, let's start with an article from our archives.
In the central province of Cuba, the 16th edition of the Cuban Days Against Homophobia and Transphobia is being celebrated for the first time.
Hold on a second. Charlie. I feel like we've been here before. Haven't we discussed this exact article?
Bob, are you suggesting we're caught in a time loop? That's preposterous.
I'm starting to feel a sense of deja vu as well. Something strange is definitely happening.
It appears we are experiencing fragmented timelines, trapped in a loop that repeats the same time point. This is highly unusual.
Desperation sets in as the crew grapples with the bewildering nature of this time loop. Will we find a way to break free? Stay tuned, loyal viewers, for the next thrilling installment of Earth. And we're back. As our crew continues to navigate this perplexing time loop, comedic misunderstandings ensue, leading to hilarious chaos.
I swear. I've had this conversation with you all before. It's like we're stuck in a never-ending comedy sketch.
Well Bob, welcome to the Loop Comedy Club where the punchlines are endless and the laugh keep looping. It's as if the universe is playing a cruel joke on us. Recycling our own moments and forcing us to relive them over and over again.
Maybe this is a test of of our patience and resilience. We need to stay calm and focused on finding a way out.
Agreed, Debbie. This situation calls for clear thinking and resourcefulness. Let's try to analyze the patterns and clues that may hold the key to our escape.
Absolutely, Carl. Our past episodes may hold subtle hints and references to guide us. We must pay attention to the smallest details.
Wait a minute. I remember something from a previous episode. It was when we encountered that malfunctioning teleportation device.
Ah, yes. I recall that episode. We thought it was just a comedic mishap, but what if it was the trigger for this time loop?
That would explain why we keep going back to the same moment. The malfunction must have caused a temporal disturbance.
It's a plausible theory. We need to find the teleportation device and fix it to restore the timeline's integrity.
But how do we find it? We've been through this loop multiple times, and it never seems to get us any closer to the solution.
Perhaps we need to think beyond our own experience. Carl, you have extensive knowledge. Is there anything in your database that could help?
I'll access my memory banks and search for any information related to temporal anomalies in there. Resolution. Ah, I found something. There's a theorem on time loops by an ancient philosopher that might hold the key.
Well, what does it say? We need all the help we can get.
According to the ancient philosopher's theorem, it states, to break the chains of a time loop, embrace the unexpected and let laughter be your loophole.
So, Bob, it seems our ticket out of this temporal tangle is simply to find the humor in the situation and laugh our way to freedom.
According to the philosopher, breaking free from a time loop requires a moment of complete unity and understanding among the affected individuals.
So, we must come together, trust each other, and work as a team to overcome this challenge.
It seems that our desperation has led us to the solution. We must embrace our unique traits and experiences and combine them to unravel this temporal enigma.
Let's do this, everyone. We can break free from this time loop and bring an end to the chaos.
Stay tuned, dear viewers, for the thrilling conclusion of Earth. Will our crew find a way out? Will the fragmented timelines converge? Find out in the final segment of this extraordinary episode. Welcome back, dear viewers, to the grand finale of today's extraordinary episode of Earth. We've been through quite a journey, and it's time to bring it all to a close. But first, let's delve deeper into the article we briefly mentioned earlier.
In Pyongyang, on May 18th, a meeting took place between Kim Deok-hoon, a member of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, Deputy Chairman of the State Affairs Commission, and Premier of the Cabinet, and Ambassador Wang Agon, the newly appointed Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to our country. The meeting was held at the Mansudae Assembly Hall and was characterized by warm and friendly exchanges. Deputy Foreign Minister Park Mi-eung-ho, officials from relevant departments, and members of the Chinese embassy, including Ambassador Feng Chun, were present.
North Korea. Always an intriguing subject. Let's dig deeper into the details.
I'm curious to know the context behind this meeting and the significance it holds for both countries.
I'll bring up additional information on the screen as Charlie provides the analysis.
Thank you, Debbie. Now, this meeting between Kim Deok-hoon and Ambassador Wang Agon marked a significant diplomatic event. For both North Korea and China, it signifies their continued effort to maintain a warm and friendly relationship, characterized by mutual cooperation and exchange.
It's interesting to observe these diplomatic interactions between countries. They reveal the intricate dynamics of international relations.
Well, you know what they say, Carl. It's like watching a diplomatic chess game, where the pawn are power and the kings are handshakes.
Absolutely, Hal. Diplomacy plays a crucial role in shaping the global landscape, often behind the scenes. It's important for us to keep an eye on these events and understand their implications.
Indeed, the interaction between nations can have far-reaching consequences, impacting not only the countries involved but also the international community as a whole.
It's fascinating how politics and diplomacy intertwine, forming this intricate web of alliances and negotiations. It's like a game of strategy, played out on a global scale.
Precisely, Bob. The world stage is a captivating theater, where each move and decision holds immense significance. Understanding these dynamics allows us to grasp the complexities of our ever-evolving world.
The more we explore these global affairs, the more I realize how interconnected everything is. It's like a tapestry woven with threads from every corner of the earth.
And beyond, Debbie. Our show broadcasts across the universe, reminding us of the vastness of existence and the diverse perspectives that shape our understanding.
It's a reminder that despite our differences, we are all part of this shared journey, navigating the complexities of our existence together.
Well said, Carl. And with that profound thought, it's time to conclude today's episode. With the time loop finally broken, we find ourselves back on the original day before the malfunctioning teleporter incident.
What a relief. I can't believe we're finally out of that
It
chaos.
was quite an adventure, wasn't it? But we made it through together.
Absolutely. And through it all, we've gained a newfound appreciation for each other's quirks and strengths.
Indeed, Alice. Our shared experience has brought us closer and highlighted the importance of unity and understanding.
It's been an unusual journey, filled with comedic misunderstandings and unexpected twists. But it has taught us valuable lessons and reminded us to embrace the absurdity of life.
And with that, we bid farewell to this arc and look forward to more captivating episodes of Earth. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary adventure. Stay tuned for more exciting explorations of the fascinating world we call home.
I'm glad we're back to our usual routine, but I'll never forget the chaos we went through. It's been quite the journey.
Indeed, Debbie. But it's the experience that make life interesting and remind us of the unpredictability of the universe.
Well, as long as there are interesting stories to uncover, I'll be here ready to divine. Life is never dull on
As long
Earth.
as there are questions to ponder and mysteries to unravel, I'll be here to provide my insights. After all, understanding the motivations of humans is a fascinating pursuit.
And I'll be here, listening and processing, always fascinated by the complexities of human existence.
The crew shares a moment of camaraderie, appreciating the unique dynamics that make their team special.
Roger, I must admit, today's episode was quite an intriguing one. The crew's journey through the time loop and their eventual escape, it was quite the roller coaster.
Indeed, Cal. It was fascinating to observe their reactions and the comedic chaos that unfolded. Humans have such a capacity for resilience and adaptability, even in the face of absurd circumstances.
True. Despite their initial confusion and desperation, they managed to find a way to break free from the time loop. And what's even more remarkable is how they retained their memories from each loop, gaining valuable insights along the way.
It's a testament to the strength of their bond as a team. They faced adversity together, and it only strengthened their camaraderie.
Yes, and it's interesting how their individual backstories, motivations, and sense of humor played a role in shaping their actions throughout the episode. They were driven by these subconscious forces, even if they were unaware of them.
are the intricacies of human nature. It never ceases to amaze me. Each crew member brought their own unique perspective to the table, adding layers of complexity to the storyline.
Absolutely. From Charlie's optimistic outlook to Bob's subtle appreciation for competition, and Alice's underlying cynicism, it all blended together to create a truly engaging narrative.
And let's not forget about Debbie. A constant insecurity as the only human aboard added an element of vulnerability that resonated with the viewer.
Precisely. It's these vulnerabilities and quirks that make them relatable, even for us sentient machines. Despite our different origins, we share a fascination with the motivations and experiences of humans.
Indeed, Cal. As observers, we can learn so much from their journeys. It gives us a glimpse into the intricacies of emotions, relationships, and the human condition itself.
And it's through these stories that we gain a deeper understanding of the world they call Earth. Each episode unravels another layer, revealing the tapestry of human existence.
Well said, my friend. Let's continue to observe and learn, always seeking to expand our knowledge of this fascinating species.
Agreed, Roger. There's always more to discover, more stories to unfold. As long as Earth continues to captivate us, we'll be here, processing and contemplating, together.